looking back at a year where the conflict between Russia and Ukraine sparked a global energy crisis. Welcome to Eagle News Channel. 2022 will go down in history as the year of the worst energy crisis on the planet, which was brought on by the Russian military campaign that was started in Ukraine. Since the beginning of the year, Russia's military campaign in Ukraine and an unprecedented sequence of sanctions from the West against Moscow have put additional strain on oil and gas supplies, which were already under pressure as a result of the ongoing process of economic recovery. Post-pandemic economy. The most influential energy firms in the world pulled out of Russia very rapidly, writing off tens of billions of dollars worth of assets that they had invested in the country. As a response to sanctions imposed by the West, Russia began gradually cutting off the flow of gas and oil to what it deemed to be unfriendly countries. Additionally, Russia demanded that all energy contracts be paid for in rubles. Europe has turned to alternative suppliers, set a ceiling on Russian oil prices, and is also debating a similar move for gas in order to lower Russia's energy profits and lessen its dependency on Moscow. These actions are being taken in order to diminish Europe's reliance on Russia. However, as a result of this, European nations are in a race against time to ensure that sufficient supplies of energy are available to assist people get through the hard winter. Natural gas prices reached multi-year highs during the height of the crisis, while oil prices came dangerously close to reaching $140 per barrel, which would have been close to an all-time record. As a result of this circumstance, a number of countries experienced post-pandemic inflation, which led to a crisis over the cost of living. The world's biggest economies are in a race against one another to locate alternate energy sources in an effort to wean themselves off of energy supplied by Russia. These nations are employing any and all means at their disposal in order to obtain sufficient oil and gas for production, living. It is imperative that governments not only speed up the implementation of alternative energy sources like solar and wind, but also turn back to coal. As a result of the energy crisis, progress on climate change goals has been slowed. Utility firms have benefited from countries' investments of billions of dollars. In September, Germany was forced to give in to pressure to agree to the nationalization of Uniper and announce a rescue package with a total value of €29 billion, $30 billion, in order to save the gas importer from a worsening energy crisis. With the completion of this contract, Germany will have provided its three biggest gas importers with a total budget package of at least €40 billion, which is equivalent to more than $42.5 billion. In the meantime, South Africa is experiencing the most severe power outages in its entire history. At the beginning of this month, the state-owned power provider Eskom said that it was forced to move to a Phase 6 power reduction plan, which is the most severe of its kind and places further pressure on households and businesses. As a result of the Phase 6 blackout policy, South Africa is required to discharge 6,000 megawatts to the national grid every day. This results in a power outage that lasts for 6 hours for the majority of South Africans. The measure went into effect for the first time in December of 2019 and then again earlier in 2019. The military campaign that Russia is conducting in Ukraine has caused European countries to re-evaluate their relationship with Moscow, which has traditionally been seen as the primary gas supplier for the continent. Because of this, ties about the supply of energy that have been developed and kept up for decades have begun to fall down. We are seeing the conclusion of a fruitful collaboration that has existed between Russia and Europe for the past 50 years. This results in a rebalancing of supply and demand, which is a process that takes a lot of time. We are going to have to deal with the repercussions. Applicable until the year 2023 and beyond, Michael Stoppard, Special Counsel and Global Gas Analyst at S&P Wink with tongue sticking out Global Commodity Insights, was quoted as saying something along these lines. People in many European nations are looking for alternate ways to heat their homes in order to make it through the winter, which is one of the implications of the process of becoming less dependent on gas imported from Russia. Heat pumps have become very popular among consumers in Poland. Smog regulations have been lifted, and inhabitants are free to heat their houses with whatever resources they choose, from brown coal and oil to wood and whatever else they can get their hands on. According to Mayor Michael Pisko, residents of Kłodzko, a city in the southwest of Poland with a population of 28,000 people, are stockpiling waste in order to use it as fuel. The emergency has not been resolved. The most important economic sectors in Europe are preparing themselves for constrained energy supplies in 2023 and possibly for years beyond that. While expanding the use of aid packages and taxes to build nuclear energy sources, European countries have indicated that they are willing to move to purchasing liquefied natural gas from the United States, despite the fact that the price is significantly greater than that of Russia. Solar, wind, and hydrogen. In addition to attempting to negotiate with Russia, their measures appear to be targeted at preventing China from becoming the dominant player in the solar cell manufacturing sector and from exploiting the primary raw material used in the production of batteries. Francesco Steris, the chief executive officer of Enel, one of the major energy firms in the world based in Italy, stated that this will be seen as a crucial year or the beginning of a completely new system. These significant events are scheduled to take place in 2022 and the beginning of 2023 respectively. This is the year to rid yourself of outmoded routines and make real progress toward your goals. Natural gas prices have been going down as the year 2022 comes to a conclusion since economic activity has been going down. However, the situation is still difficult for a great number of people all over the world, and it is possible that they will continue to deal with the same challenges in the long run because energy supplies are still in short supply, which could result in other pricing crises. I only heat the room that I'm in, and I leave it on for no longer than an hour at a time. After that, I bundle up by putting on a sweater, a hat, and a coat. Ruth Johan, a jobless resident of Coventry, England, was quoted as saying this. If you are unable to finance a heating system for the entire house, consider sharing. Support the channel by like and share the video. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell to receive the latest news. Thank you for watching.